Well, it's time now for business, and for that I'm joined in the studio by Yuka Royer. Hi, Yuka.
Hello, Hexie.
Now, there's some renewed hope of a fresh coronavirus stimulus package in the US. A lot of confusion still, too.
Indeed, a lot of confusion. Well, President Trump on Thursday has said that he was seeing a good chance of reaching a deal, but this after calling off bipartisan negotiations earlier in the week. But the White House and Democrats in Congress are still miles apart on the size of the package. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi ruled out the idea of a specific bailout for the airline industry, saying any aid had to come in the context of a broader stimulus package. US Airlines last week put more than 32,000 employees on unpaid leave.
We're happy to review what that standalone bill would look like as part of a bigger bill, if there is a bigger bill, but there is no stand-alone bill.
And Yuka, that uncertainty has been weighing on the stock markets, unsurprisingly.
Asian traders on the whole were cautious this Friday. Tokyo's Nikkei declining on a rising yen, which caused the export shares to be sold off. Chinese stocks jumped, meanwhile, after a week-long holiday break on signs of a further recovery.
Now, the United States has slapped more sanctions on Iran, targeting its financial sector.
Well, it's an attempt to further choke off revenues for Iran. The fresh sanctions apply to 18 banks, freezing any US assets of those on a blacklist. People doing business with them, including foreign banks, will also be punished. The US Treasury Department said that the new measures don't apply to transactions of food, medicine and other essential goods to Iran that are considered as humanitarian supplies.
And Yuka, we turn now to South America, a groundbreaking but controversial decision by Argentina to allow genetically modified wheat into the market.
Well, Argentina actually is the fourth largest exporter of wheat in the world, and it has now become the first country to approve the commercialization of transgenic wheat. The country's scientific commission announced it had approved a variety of the crop that has been genetically modified to be more resistant to dry weather. It comes after the country approved a GM potato and a GM soybean. The wheat still needs to be approved by countries that import from Argentina. Last year, nearly half of the crop went to Brazil. The manufacturer is trying to reassure consumers about the crop's safety.
Entiendo el temor de aquellos jugadores que están en el comercio exterior y han trabajado muchísimo para lograr nuevos mercados para el trigo argentino y por ello creemos que es importante poder ir a cada uno de estos mercados para presentar la información necesaria y lograr las aprobaciones de esta tecnología. Al final del día, más allá de las aprobaciones, el éxito de esto va a depender de los consumidores, de su nivel de aceptación de algo que no garantiza ningún gobierno.
And UK, here in France, 4 more cities have been placed on maximum coronavirus alert, and that's rather scary news for small businesses in the country.
That's right. That's been already been hit hard by the pandemic. During the government's weekly coronavirus press conference on Thursday, Economy Minister Bruno Le Maire announced that a so-called solidarity fund to protect jobs and businesses would be expanded to include 75,000 more companies, like flower shops, printing firms and rent-a-car agencies. Claire Rush reports.
Business has been at a standstill for nearly 6 months in this print shop. There's no demand for the posters and invitations that make up the bulk of usual sales.
Mariage reporté, mariage annulé, etc. Ce type de produit, on est sur une baisse de 80%, de plus de 80% du chiffre d'affaires.
The store owner has already lost 60,000 euros. Fighting to remain operational, she was able to get a 40,000 euro loan guaranteed by the government. It wasn't enough to get back on her feet, but starting Friday, she'll be able to benefit from the government's Solidarity Fund, which has now been expanded to include her sector.
Ça nous donnera un petit peu d'air, ça permettra de voir un petit peu les mois qui vont être difficiles là.
The new professions covered by the Solidarity Fund are varied, from booksellers along the Seine River in Paris to foie gras producers. The updated list also includes car rental agencies, florists, ad agencies, and shops in tourist areas. In order to qualify for the aid, companies must report a 70% drop in revenue and have a maximum of 50 employees. As an additional measure, the government has decided to increase its contribution to furlough payments for the worst affected sectors. Instead of covering 84% of employees' net salaries, it will now cover their full pay.
Toutes les entreprises des secteurs du tourisme, de l'événementiel, de la culture, du sport pourront bénéficier d'une prise en charge du chômage partiel par l'État à 100%, avec zéro reste à charge pour l'entreprise jusqu'à la fin de l'année 2020.
According to authorities, the Solidarity Fund is financing some 225,000 businesses. Businesses that are now bracing for a tough winter, with new health restrictions pending across the country.
And that's all from the business desk for now.
Yuka Roye, thank you very much. Well, we're moving to Japan.